The first half of my day was sad. It was pathetic. It was depressing, and then it started to pick up. It started picking up by midday, probably about the time fucking my homie came back from work. I was waiting on somebody. They said they're gonna come visit me in the morning when they get off of work, like early in the morning, which I want them to visit me. I do. I got into an argument with my brother and I had to call all of my family. You ever just have to call your family to check on them? My intuitive guts instinct when I walk through my room over here, where is my room? Over here. I walk through there and I got in my stomach gut, probably my solar plexus. Remember, I'm a fat man. My solar plexus is being pooched out by too much soups and hamburgers over the years. Hamburgers. My dad was Whopper. See, it's not easy being the son of a famous hamburger. My dad's a famous hamburger, the Whopper. I know you may be like, what the fuck? My dad was the Whopper. You know him as a hamburger, but I know him as my dad. Okay? We're just going to put it like that. It's very difficult. You're a son of a hamburger, a famous hamburger. Things aren't just the way you would expect. People treat you strange. People know. They know before you know. Is it the smell of a fucking all cooked patty beef? Maybe. Could be. For all I know. And being the son of a Whopper, and the Whopper liked to smoke weed. He's like the Willie Nelson of, well, he's like my personal Willie Nelson. Weed guitar player, Central Texas, old hippie, not hippie, maybe. And well, Willie Nelson's cooler in a lot of ways, being famous and rich and all. But in some ways, he's kind of lame and a Democrat. Sorry, no offense, but in that kind of lame, detached way you would be if you were a star all your life. You see this in all the Hollywood people. Don't give me fucking bullshit. They all toe the same line, or they're detached a little bit from reality. Well, my dad was not. He was anchored in pretty good and well seasoned with a sesame seed bun. Now, you may not believe me, and I don't really give a fuck, but I want you to know that. I wanted you to know. So I got into an argument with my brother, who's being a bitch. We inherited a house and we're living there, and he keeps occupying it years and years and years more. Like every year he goes, we have another tax bill. And I told him, you got to pay that because you don't have rent. There's no improvements being made on the house. You're wearing it down. I don't have the funds to help you build it back up if I did. Yeah, I owe half of it, but whatever you got to pay in the taxes, I'll just have to pay you back when we settle. But I can't live there. I can't do nothing. I owe just like you, but you're going to pay those taxes while you live in that house. And he doesn't like that shit. And he thinks he's got me in some sort of way that I'm like, what are you going to do? Not pay him and fuck us both? If I had the money, I'd be paying them. But the longer you've gone, by not selling it, you're just incurring a bill. I can't fucking move forward till I get my money to do what I got to do. So I'm going to be in a bind until then anyway. And he just doesn't give a fuck. And he's a real dick about it. And I don't like that. So I called my stepdad. I tried to get him to talk some sense. I'm like, nobody had ever heard him talk the way he talks. He talks like a bitch. I've had, this house has been through a hurricane and it's been through a derecho. A derecho? Oh my God. But he's living there. He's got his wife in there. She's not going to leave till the end of the year. He's actually showing all the compassion to her. But he's moved into the house and he's lived there himself, his family, years before we both inherited it. I paid the taxes one time on it, but upon a general understanding that he would be ready to sell pretty soon. My stepdad says that that's what he thought, but he's taking an extended live in the house period of time, and he wants me to contribute to something that we're not going to get any more value out of. There's no way that any of the money he's going to get from me isn't just going to fuck me, and I don't have it. So if he was to sell it now, we would get a significant amount of money. He would just have to move. But he's going to have to do that anyway. And he's being a dick. So I don't like it when people are being a dick like that. No, I don't. Because it's like the stuff my dad taught me, the way to be reasonable and a good person. It doesn't mean I don't understand the law. It doesn't mean that I don't think that I don't owe part of the taxes. I know what my obligations are. They are equal and fair ground. But also, he's using the house himself. So on equal and fair ground, he's taking all of the use of it and extending none of the value to me at all. I can't get rent out of it. I can't get my half of the money out of it. And he talks to me like a dog because by a technicality, he could ascribe me to paying half of the money, anything that he puts up. Except any other grown-ass man would overlay his own living situation over it and take it as his responsibility. Not him. He wants to be a bitch. And he is being a bitch. And he may have a lot of stress in it. But still, he's the one living there. He's getting the benefit of being able to live there and have that as his own. And it's not really up to the shape that it would have been to accommodate him at the first place. Oh, I don't know. My stepdad had a house, another house. And see, he traded me half of one house. Like, we switched whose half of the property we owned so that me and my brother ended up on the same property and could split it. You know, he could have took the house my stepdad and gave us and sold that other house immediately and bought us out, but my brother was living in the other house. You know, I had a stake in whatever my mother and him had, just like my brother did. So he traded properties, and he ended up selling. He could have sold that house for like $150,000, one that they bought for $30,000, and like maybe 88, 89. Pretty good investment. If he would have waited another year, he sold it for $75,000, but he bought it for $30,000. And this is all I know. My brother said he had our house appraised one time, and it was at $100,000. So we possibly could still get $100,000 and split it. That's a fucking great. That's almost the lottery, motherfucker, to me. And we're just having to wait on him to do it. And he could have done it any time. He could sell it as is right now, and all he'd have to do is move. And all I'd have to do is go down there and sign some papers. And then we would be able to have some money. It could be done that easy. My stepdad said he doesn't even have to worry about cleaning it up. So, but he's not taking that position at all because he wants to milk it and get as much out of it. And in turn, is being a dick to me. And I'm having a big problem with that. Because I try to talk to him, and then he starts to get real shitty with his mouth. I'm the older brother, you know? And I am trying to do him right. But he's not actually being a man. And I don't know if this is just his personality, you know, because he's also an unbeliever. That's a part of it, though. His morals are fucked up. And that part that he gets from his stepdad's side, those people are real funny with money and material things in that sort of extra way that sometimes people are, that they're real fucking materialistic and they don't have any deeper beliefs in things. So the money value and the whatever you can get out of something is like very magnified with this branch of the family and those people more than anywhere else. My dad's family's not that way. My mom was. My mom's that way. She always has been. Johnny, which is my stepdad, he's kind of that way, but he's reasonable. Whereas a lot of them other members of his family were not reasonable and did some fucked up crazy shit. But my brother's the unreasonable one with me and acting like I'm really fucking him. And yeah, if I had some money, I would put into it, probably, but I'd want to invest in it and stuff like that. I'm just not in that place. And I've been completely clear about the bind I'm in. And he's been sort of sketchy with his situation over the years. And then a real dick at the first time I suggested we sell it. That's when he really was a bit. I was like, "Do you don't think we should sell it?" Because the whole time he's wanted to get money out of me, and is dragging me under it along him, and not realizing that he's making that choice himself by living there that I don't want to make. I want to get out of it immediately. So that's where he's kind of being a dick.